Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025, and I am here at the Delaware River hoping to get some smallmouth bass or maybe even some walleye, which I have both caught out of this run before. I'm going to start by throwing around the Kitech on a jig head and we'll see what happens. I have a feeling we might be in for a good day, because as I was walking up to this spot, I saw a lot of smallmouths cruising up shallow. And I even made a cast to one, which was my first cast of the day, and I hooked up with one. You know, nothing big, 10-incher, but if they're cruising up shallow and hitting lures on a sunny day, we could have a good day. Or it could be the first cast curse, but I am hoping it is the former. I thought this might be a good spot to try today because all the rivers and creeks around here, and even a lot of the lakes in the area, really low. It's been very dry lately, so everything's really low. And when that happens, a lot of those fish will find the deepest water they can and just sit there. And this is one of the deeper spots on the Delaware in this general area. So I'm thinking there might be a concentration of fish here. I've already seen a bunch of smallmouths, which is a good sign, but they were up shallow. So I'm not quite sure what that means. Are they hanging out in the deep water and just kind of venturing into the shallows to feed every now and then? Or are they on a predominantly shallow water pattern? But I'm gonna keep casting into the deep, at least for the time being, and we will see what happens. I can always switch it up later and just fish shallow. Well, it's been about a half an hour with no bites since I turned on the camera. So it's starting to look like the first cast curse may indeed be in effect. But that never stopped me before. Even if it is in effect and I don't catch anything, I'm still fishing. So it's still a good day. And I'm gonna keep fishing. Curse be damned. Oh, fish on! How about that? First cast curse. What was I thinking? Oh, he came off. Dang it. Maybe there is a curse. Maybe I should keep my mouth shut. Talk shit, get hit. Or in this case, don't get hit. Oh my God. Look at that. That's a smallmouth that was hitting where my line was going in the water. And he just found my bait. I think this guy was aggressive. I'm not sure. But I think so. Okay. Not bad. He's not big, but I'll take it. He was certainly entertaining. All right. Oh! But he hit that right in front of me and he T-boned it. Little guy, but really aggressive. Easy. Wow, you got that a whole bunch of different ways. All right, buddy. Back you go. Fish on. God, the same thing happened. A fish went after where my line was going in the water, and then I got bit. Really strange stuff. All right, buddy. Fish on. That feels a little bit better. He popped it like a walleye. He's fighting like a walleye. Haven't seen it yet. Yep, walleye. Little guy. All right. Actually, not as little as I thought. He's just skinny. Real skinny fish. Okay. First walleye of the day. Fish on. That's a smallie. All right, get on up here. Okay, another one on the Kitech. Bite on the Kitech's been good, not great, but definitely good. Fish on. Little guy. Didn't know he was on at first. Oh, well, he's not on now. That was like a sunfish hit. It just started vibrating. All right, so based on what I have seen so far, it looks like the majority of fish are in closer to shore. They're not out in the deep water. So what I am going to do is I'm going to work back up towards the top of this pool, and I'm going to focus on the shallower water. And since these smallmouths seem to be schooling up, I thought, wouldn't it be fun to try the double fluke rig? Maybe we'll get some doubles on some river smallies. Wouldn't that be fun? Fish on. There we go, little smallie. You got the front one. Okay. Well, the plan is starting to come together a little bit. Let's hope it keeps up. There's a fish. Oh, he's off. Nuts. Okay, well, we are getting hits on the fluke. So maybe I found the pattern. There we go. He like circled it for a second, and then he nailed it. All right, buddy, come on up. There we go. All righty. Average size smallmouth. There we go. It's funny, I was watching one of the flukes, and it just started taking off sideways, and I was like, well, somebody must have grabbed the other fluke. And he sure did. All right, here we go. That's a chunky one. He's been going after bait fish. Oop, fish on. I went to move it and it wouldn't move. Oh, he popped off. All right, that's fine. He wasn't that big anyway. He gave me the fun part. Fish on. All right, buddy boy, get up here. We stopped this bait dead in its tracks. Let me get the pliers for you. You just got it kind of awkward. There we go. Okay. There's a fish. Alrighty. Little guy. They've all been not big, but they're fun. Especially when they hammer that fluke. All right, well, the fluke rig was a fun bite and caught a bunch of fish on that. But now that the sun has gone behind the mountain, I am going to wrap up the afternoon with the whopper plopper. Maybe I can close it out with a couple of topwater hits. And maybe, just maybe, I can get something a little bit bigger than what I've been getting so far today. There we go. That didn't take long. I'll just ski him in. I won't even give him a chance to jump and throw the hook. Well, not exactly big, but fun. Definitely fun on the plopper. All right. Well, how do you like that, guys? I worked this entire run all the way back to the bridge where I walked in. Got that one fish first cast with the whopper plopper. After that, nothing. So it's definitely time to go. I'm actually starting to get really cold because the water that I was wading in was not exactly warm. And when the sun was out and warming things up, that was fine. But once it went behind those mountains, man, I started shivering a little bit. So I'm gonna go get out of these wet shoes and turn the heater on for the drive home. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.